It is my privilege to present the following program that was inspired by the way American businesses and organizations have responded to the events of September 11th. It's part of a special series produced by Heartbeat of America. Having served in the United States Navy for many years, I fully appreciate the important role small and middle-sized businesses play in the very fabric of our country, and I salute the professionals who lead these companies and thus keep America strong. They are the very backbone of our free enterprise system, and today on this program you will meet the individuals behind one such organization. I'll be back later in the program to introduce the Keeping America Strong Award. And now, let's learn more about the organization we are honoring today.
Today, the eyes and ears of the 21st century are focused on new developments, new technologies, new emerging companies. We're on the scene to bring it to you as it happens.
We anchor from our new studios in Los Angeles and then go out all over America to get to the heart of the story.
I'm Bert Tenzer.
I'm Bella Shaw.
I'm Doug Llewellyn.
I'm William Shatner, and this is Heartbeat of America. Our show focuses on corporate America, its stories, its drama, its breakthroughs. We'll be going out today to report on an organization that is impacting our lives and shaping our future. An organization that truly is the heartbeat of America.
Hi, I'm Doug Llewellyn. Both William Shatner and I are proud to bring you this most important series that focuses on the impact that entrepreneurs are making on our nation and on our lives. You know, part of keeping the heart of America strong lies in helping businesses to capitalize on one of their most important assets, and that is their information technology. But that's not always easy. Many companies find it's just too expensive to maintain the expertise required in managing their complex network. So the question is, what can be done to help them? Our guest today provides that expertise at a cost that they can afford. They focus on helping businesses to leverage technology to meet business objectives. They are an IT solutions provider that offers critical equipment for routing, switching, and firewalling, along with their services that include design implementation, configuration, troubleshooting, and repair. That's all a pretty tall order, and we're about to find out now just how they go about fulfilling it. Our company is known as RTL Networks. It's headquartered in Denver, Colorado. And to give you an idea of the credibility they bring to the table, they were selected by DiversityBusiness.com recently, this was in December of last year, as the top small business in Colorado for the year 2006. That's quite a credit to them, and I think you're going to find out why they got that credibility and why they were named that when you meet the executives of the firm who are with me right now. First, on my left, Richard Lewis, who is the president of the company, and on his left, Ed Taylor, who's a senior executive in charge of commercial sales. Gentlemen, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Let me begin by asking you, what are the kinds of problems, specific problems, that companies face when it comes to keeping up with everything that's going on in this world of information technology, which, as you know, seems to change rapidly, almost day to day? What are their big problems?
Certainly. Many of our companies actually rely on that technology for their edge in the marketplace, or for some of our DoD, Department of Defense customers, they rely on that technology to protect our country.
They rely on it, but how do they go about keeping up with it? Is that their big problem, keeping up with all the changes?
I would definitely say that is one of the biggest components of why companies come to us, is that we give them the ability to stay ahead of the market without digging too far deep into their capital.
All right, well, let's focus on the services that you provide. I mean, RTL Networks, from the name of it, you really don't grasp all the services you provide. You do a lot. You offer an awful lot. How do you describe the firm, by the way? What's your description?
Sure. We're an IT, information technologies, sales and services firm. We offer complete solutions, turnkey solutions, in a number of technologies: internet working, voice over IP, IT security, just a number of services along those three platforms.
There's a long litany, a list of things that you... So let's go through it, okay, a little bit. Let's describe some of these things. And before we do that, why don't you, because this is pretty impressive, give me an idea of the kind of clients that you provide these services for.
Certainly. I've already mentioned the Department of Defense. We deal with large entities, Department of Defense, the federal government, and the large Fortune 500 firms, the United States Air Force, United States Army, Marines, Navy, the United States Department of Agriculture, Environmental Protection Agency, commercial sector firms like NBA, ESPN. The list of our customers goes on and on.
Well, as you can see, it's very impressive to say the least. And you're headquartered in Denver, but I mean, a lot of these organizations, obviously, they're in Washington, they're all over the country. So as a result, you're kind of spread all over the country, right?
That's correct.
Yes, we do some international work as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's get specific now and talk about some of these things, get you to explain them to me. When you talk about internetworking, what does that mean to a company that you're helping?
So along the internetworking lines, staff augmentation, in many cases customers don't have the ability or the available capital resources to staff for ongoing operations, new technologies and capabilities they wish to implement and install their networks, and things of that nature. It's a trend that's been going on for years, downsizing. So where we're able to help is to actually come in at a cost that they can afford and offer our engineers, who are incredibly skilled, to actually fill some of those voids.
But go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, just to add on to that, I mean, you can find a staffing company by throwing a brick across the street.
Right.
What makes us different and sets us apart is that we take each individual customer and we treat them as we would want to be treated.
Right.
And I think that's what separates us from being just a normal everyday staff augmentation or an IT solutions provider.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about VoIP. Mm-hmm. This is gaining in popularity, isn't it?
It is.
What is it? And define it for those who don't know.
Voice over IP technology is just actually what it is you're taking your voice, which typically over the traditional legacy systems would go over a circuit switched network. What we're doing is breaking the voice up into IP packets and then sending it over the regular internet as we do data.
Is this replacing the telephone in offices? Is that what we're talking about?
In many instances it is, and what we're able to do is, the technology works. Many companies have had issues with the implementation of the technology. What we're able to do is work with a lot of the quality of service, the tweaking of the existing data network that these voice packets will run over, and so that the system works as clear as a bell.
So in essence, when you put a VoIP, which is Voice over Internet Protocol, when you have that installed in a company, does it mean that all the telephones in a company are using the Internet to make their calls all over the country, around the world, basically? Is that the goal?
That's the goal. It's not necessary that that's what happens at all the companies. There is a mixture of hardline and Voice over IP phones in these companies. And so it's our responsibility to go in there and try to help them understand how those two can marry together.
What's the big benefit for them using VoIP?
In general, it's cost savings. Typically, companies have had to maintain 2 IT staffs, one to maintain their legacy voice phone system and one to maintain their data network. And what we're able to do is get everything onto the data network. They can basically put everything together in one.
Obviously, you're talking about large companies here. When you say companies maintaining 2 staffs down, we're talking a lot of people, a lot of employees.
Correct.
Not a small 20-man office.
Correct.
You're talking to the Department of Defense. Big-time stuff. Networking architecture planning.
Sure.
Define that for me. What's that?
Well, it's been our experience that a lot of our customers, they want a number of capabilities and requirements put into their network. They have a number of needs, and they come with a long laundry list of these things that they want. And we're able to help them break those requirements down into individual discrete projects and build an IT roadmap. And then we actually assign a budget to each one of the projects, a timeline, a schedule, prioritize the list, and because every manager wants to be able to specify where they are with the project, what project is ongoing, where they are in terms of schedule, and be able to report to their management their progress, and we can help them do that.
That's all pretty fascinating. Let me ask you something, because there's a long list. We can keep going doing this. What are the first steps you go through when a potential client calls you in and talks to you about what they need? What happens from your end of the line?
Well, I think the first thing that we do is we go in and we try to understand what their aches and pains are, where they want to go, and then we try to marry up with them and become an integral part in not only their business, but in their personal. Because as a person that's going out there and you're buying and selling goods and services, you want to buy from somebody that you believe in, trust in, so you want to build that marriage together. And so I think building that trust and relationship is the first step in us getting going with those companies.
Now, in essence, what do you provide? You provide the technology? Do you provide the hardware? Do you come in and do it all from soup to nuts, so to speak, for a company?
Definitely. I mean, that's one of the things that when I sit down with a customer, I say, I want you to give me your dream, and let's make it a reality.
And I mentioned earlier, I mean, that's exactly right. We mentioned some of our services, internet networking, IT security, voice over IP. I mentioned staff augmentation. We talked about voice a little bit, but wireless, we also do operations support, disaster recovery. I mean, there's just a number of services that we provide, and we do it from start to beginning. We help with develop the requirements, what exactly the customer hopes to achieve with a particular technology, and what their timeline is, all the way through the deployment and then the operations and maintenance of that system.
Do your services also get into software, computer software in that arena as well?
We do. We touch on that. It's basic, like I said, when we sit down with that customer, we want them to feel that, hey, I can offload this dream or this project to us and let us take it to that next step.
So then anything that comes under the realm of information technology, IT, which is there's a lot encompassed under IT. That really is where you come into play. What are your qualifications, your company's and your team's qualifications? What do you bring to the table?
Sure. Right now, based on some of the contracts we've just secured, by the end of this year, we'll have 40 full-time employees on staff, and we have another dozen or so contractors, and these are very highly skilled individuals. We have certifications at the highest level in many of the vendors that are currently the big players on the marketplace. And that combined with our leadership and the direction that we provide, we think that we bring a lot to the table to actually help the customers actually be able to exceed within the, and have a firm confidence in the reliability and the predictability of their IT resources. And
again, I know that your headquarters is Denver, but the personnel you have, they are spread around, aren't they?
That's correct. Our headquarters office is in Denver. However, we have people in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, Washington, D.C. Metro, Boise, Idaho. The list goes on.
Well, it's a pretty interesting story. And the company is how old now?
We celebrated our 5-year anniversary today, and I want to just go on a little bit that we're very proud of the fact that, okay, we're headquartered in Denver, Colorado, however, and that's actually the second largest hub for the Department of Defense and federal government outside of Washington, D.C. area. So we were able to actually establish ourselves in 2002, which was a hard year as far as IT is concerned, and the market. That was a very speculative year. And we've been able to grow despite those obstacles and achieve some pretty impressive heights.
No kidding.
As a matter of fact, the Department of Defense ranked us as they gave us the award Small Business of the Year for last year for the Pikes Peak area.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good indeed. All right, we'll be back to learn more about this company and what services they provide in just a moment.
We have been watching the operations of an organization which is doing its part to keep America strong, and we've been learning from its leaders about what they're doing to help move our country forward. This organization represents companies across our great nation that embody the spirit, dedication, know-how, and can-do attitude which has made America the great nation it is today. And now let's present the Keeping America Strong Award.
Now it's my honor to present this prestigious award to Richard Lewis, the president of RTL Networks of Denver, for the outstanding work his company is doing to help keep America strong. It's a pleasure to give this to you, Richard. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Doug. And as already mentioned, I'm happy to accept this award. No one does it by themselves, however. I really appreciate this. And on behalf of RTL Networks, my team, Chris Raines, Ed Taylor, Michelle Anderson, who runs our office, thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome.
Congratulations for earning the Keeping America Strong Award, which honors innovators and leaders like you who are the heartbeat of America.
For more information on this company's services, visit their website. You'll find it at rtl-networks.com.
Now for a final word from William Shatner.
Well, that's it for this edition of Heartbeat of America. I'm William Shatner. Thanks for watching.